There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Sophia Summit. I'm so happy to be here with you today. For those of you who are new to my work, my name is Kaia, and I am the best-selling author of the Sophia Code, which is a divine feminine sacred text. It's a divine feminine sacred text for the awakening of humanity, the activation and sovereign awakening of humanity. I am so excited to be here with you today. We're in a new location today, so thank you for your patience as we kind of get used to all of the new ways that we're implementing. We've had a really exciting year so far with the Earth Angel Global Summit, and we're launching the Sophia Circle certification program this summer. It's been such a powerful year for our international movement and for our community to understand how important each and every one of us are for sharing the light, the fire, the light, and the consciousness of Sophia, Christ consciousness. And so for those of you who are familiar with my work, for years I have focused on sharing more from the perspectives of each of the key code ascended masters. And honestly, it was because I knew that the conversation around just sharing directly from the Holy Mother, that there were many people, or most of humanity especially, that just simply wasn't ready to talk about God from the perspective, so that unique perspective, that unique voice of the Holy Mother. But for years, it's all I've really wanted to do. I love the Ascended Masters with all my heart, and I enjoy working with them so much. But as you all know, the heart of the Sophia Code teachings is your direct connection to God, whatever you call God. And in the Sophia Code cosmology, we call God Sophia. It's one of the many names of God that we use. And if the word God is too triggering for you, we could say Great Spirit. We could say that one Buddha light. We could call it Source Consciousness. What we are referring to is the unconditionally loving presence that gave birth to your soul, that gave birth to all of humanity, that gave birth to this planet, that gave birth to the cosmos, that gave birth to all that is. So some people call God even just simply all that is, because in truth, that is what this perfect divine consciousness is, that has given us the breath of life, that has made us in its image and likeness, meaning we've been given infinite consciousness to awaken within us as a holographic reality of that one original source consciousness that created you and I. That's a really big deal. It's a really big deal. And it's time, I believe, for our community, because we have been mentoring with the Ascended Masters now for years, preparing our consciousness to really start talking about Divine Mother directly. This conversation that you and I are in with our Creator Creatrix Holy Mother and Holy Father. But what the Sophia Code movement is offering humanity is a reconciliation with the feminine presence of God. That God can be feminine too. It's not even possible for God to not be feminine. It's half of reality. And humanity over the past several thousand years and really beyond has been entrenched in this fearful, controlling, patriarchal journey to remember how to come back into balance with the incredible creative power of the divine feminine within each and every one of us. The reality is that when we talk about Sophia, or Holy Mother of all life, we are talking about a radical consciousness. We're talking about the most radical consciousness in the entire universe. We're talking about uncontainable primordial consciousness. She's going to create and birth as well as destroy, and then keep creating and keep birthing and destroying, as well as nurturing, whether we like it or not. No matter what our ideas or preferences or opinions are about the Holy Mother of all life, sustaining all life, continuing to create a reality that you and I can get our hands in the clay of, also learning that we are creators, just like Sophia. There's nothing controllable about God. And there is definitely nothing controllable about the wild, divine, feminine spirit of God. She's on the loose. She's on the loose within you and I, and she's on the loose within humanity. She's on the loose within this planet. That's what this altar for Sophia represents, with this exploding background of life that we've presented here for your visual feast today. Life will continue to rise up and create more life. And it is up to us to come into a relationship with life, which is the same thing as to come into relationship with our Divine Mother in such a way that we become spiritually mature enough to identify, oh my God, Sophia God created me to be just like her. And that means I get to take just as much responsibility for my sovereign creative power as she does. It's up to me to co-create this reality, to be heaven on earth for my children, for the future generations here, for my family, for my loved ones. It's not up to anyone else. It's up to me, right? When we come into a relationship with our Divine Mother, the first kind of gatherings that happens in her wings and in her arms is a lot of comforting. There's a lot of soothing. There's a lot of nurturing. A lot of us, many of us, did not receive the kind of parenting that we needed to receive in the first part of our life, or healthy role modeling, whether it was in the home or outside the home, of what powerful and simultaneously powerful and vulnerable, that undefended love, that invincible creativity, that consciousness that knows how to grow beyond any boxes, that wild divine feminine spirit. Many of us lacked healthy role models of what that looks like. So when we first step into the presence of Sophia God, all of her wings and all of her eyes and all of her arms and all of her nothingness and all of her light and all of that black womb space, there is a very childlike or even infant-like response to God. Oh my God, Sophia, please hold me and comfort me. You are so big and I am so small. That's where we usually start out. And that's not a bad place to start out, because you got to start somewhere in your relationship with your direct relationship to Source, Source above you, Source beneath you, Source all around you, and Source within you. But what the journey that we go on in the Sophia Code is, we go on this journey of awakening what Sophia has shared with us is a divine genome that exists within every cell of your body. It mirrors every strand of DNA within your body, and there are billions upon billions upon billions of strands of DNA in your body, and along that interface is an etheric interface, a crystalline chromosome interface, that when you start to activate it with the Sophia Code initiations and with your mentorship with the Ascended Masters, you begin to be able to anchor more and more of your own divine light, of your own divine feminine and divine masculine Christ light within your human body, which then allows you to grow in maturity, understanding, wisdom, and grace in how you're in a relationship with this all-knowing, omniscient presence, Sophia God, that is within you and all around you. How to be in a expanding relationship with her. How to listen how to ask for help, how to receive the help, how to begin to live, as we talk about in the Stargate 1 curriculum of our mystery school, how to begin to adjust living at the speed of light. Your divinity is light. Your human body is a vessel. It's a vehicle for containing all of the light of your divinity. Your crystalline chromosomes within your DNA anchors that light and has a capacity to infinitely anchor that light in ever increasing measure. The more that you ask, receive, allow, and visualize that anchoring process. It's really quite simple, yet it asks everything of us to accept and receive that much love and to accept and integrate that much personal power. You know, for thousands of years, we've been taught by the religions on this planet that we are supposed to placate to a God outside of ourselves. What I am grateful to for traditional religions with meditation and prayer practices is that it teaches us the practice of surrendering to something that is that has the power to help us overcome all of our challenges and help us fulfill all of our dreams. But what this shift is that we're making with the Sophia Code movement and with many other spiritual movements on this planet that are advocating for these same principles, which is that your divinity is what you are surrendering into. It's what you're asking for help for. You are literally a holographic divine light of that one light of Sophia God that created you. So that means that every time you slow down and you reconnect, like you're picking up the phone with your relationship with Sophia or God or Divine Mother, Holy Mother, Divine Father, whatever you want to call that, your higher self, all of the above. You pick up that phone in your morning prayer or your morning meditation and you say, I am opening up to become in alignment with this divine light operating my human awareness, operating my human body, helping me behave in a way that I want to behave with my children and my partners and my business associates and my neighbors and my community and the people at my church and the stranger down the street that, you know, may react differently to someone like me as I walk by. How do I want to live? How do I want to operate? Where do I want to be operating from? It's not just a perspective. It's not just an idea. When you come into communion, this true communion between that where you're merging your human awareness with the divine presence of Sophia within you, the Holy Spirit, that Buddha light consciousness. These are all different words I'm throwing out that all mean the same thing. There's a source light and it's an infinite intelligence and it exists within you. And the more that you listen to it and the more that you allow it to love you, the more that you allow yourself to be loved by this presence of Sophia God, the more you begin to operate in a way that you pray that you can operate, the more that you begin to function in the world and succeed in this world the way that you really want to. The way that you were designed to. Sophia designed us to succeed. Sophia designed us to be infinitely happy and joyful beings. Sophia designed us to be caretakers of the sacredness of life. What's so interesting about this lifetime that we are living on this planet is that we live on a free will planet that is very committed to the duality of these two polarities of a really bright light and a really dark, unconscious, even outright evil on this planet. And there's this huge spectrum in between those two polarities. And what's so interesting is that the matrix here is so powerful. It's such a visceral, emotional experience for us to immerse ourselves in. We can often become fixated on the outer reality that is in a conflict, very much in a war for your attention. But the path to peace is within. It's anchoring into the light, that with the light of your divinity that goes beyond that polarized light that's here on this planet. There's the original source light, which you are a spark of, and then there's the polarities of planets. If you want to play this game in this reality, creating beyond the laws of form, you've got to be tuning in to your relationship with Sophia every day, and with your higher self every day. And again, it's not about placating to something out, that has the power outside of you. It's recognizing I am part of this infinite consciousness, and this infinite consciousness became me in human form. I mean, that's the good news. It's such good news though. And it's so outside the box of duality, where this light and dark battle is happening on many planes of reality on this planet, that it can take years to practice being completely focused on a light that is beyond the laws of form within you. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's why we have our incredible mystery school. And that's why we're sharing the Sophia Code with so many people, because the Sophia Code is a blueprint for how to awaken to your sovereign divinity, the light of your sovereign divinity beyond the polarities of this planet, to live in the invincible power of your innocence, of your sovereignty, and your divine light. And how to create and function from that space within you, no matter what's going on in this world outside of you. Further, how to identify what happens when you start to create what you want, along with co-creating with others, a new paradigm of how we want to live beyond this war, this polarized war on this planet. What happens when you start to create at that level? There's a lot of people that aren't creating at all, even close to that level. So that takes a lot of courage. Again, it's going to require the communion with Sophia, your higher self, and other like-minded earth angels and light workers to help you maintain that resonance, to stay strong, to stay the course, to walk the way as the Ascended Masters teach us in the Sophia Code, where we are supporting one another to remember how to live in such an empowered, powerful way on this planet, to not succumb to the battles outside of us, and to say, we understand that's a very real thing that's happening outside of us. We also understand we've got to dial in and truly activate our divine genome, and then do something amazing with that much light flowing through us, which is going to require not just courage, but willingness, follow through, and tenacity, and hopefully having a lot of fun following through on your purpose, on your leadership, and how you're building community and co-creating a new world with other earth angels. We need each other right now. We've always needed each other right now. But what's so fascinating about this particular moment, especially for the Sophia Summit, in our evolution as a species, is there's a lot of human beings waking up right now. The light switches are getting flipped on because there are enough earth angels on this planet that have flipped their switches, that have activated their divine genome, that are out there making a difference every day, resourcing this inner light within them and radiating, broadcasting out that light. We are making a global shift. It is happening. And when that 100th monkey effect starts to happen, it starts to wake up other people with thoughts they've never thought before. People that didn't even know that they were going to wake up in this lifetime start to wonder, who do I talk to about this? I don't even understand what's happening to me. I mean, right? Haven't we all been there on some level in our spiritual awakening, where we've needed to talk to other people about the different phenomena of what happens when you begin to wake up your kundalini or your divine genome or all of it, your direct connection to source. You start to see or feel your spiritual guides or sense your angels. And you want to reach out and connect with others who are having the same experience. There's a lot of people going through that right now. Maybe you're going through it. Maybe you're completely new to this container, and that's something that's been happening for you right now. So for those archangels that have been traveling with us for quite some time, Sophia is preparing our hearts to share this level of awakening of that the Sophia code provides for countless people that are looking for it, but don't even know that they're looking for this level of a spiritual awakening. If we are going to create the tipping point for this planet's future, for our future, we need to remember as a collective how to treat life as sacred. Because life is Sophia. Life is Sophia in all of her forms. It's one thing to try to teach people how to treat life sacred, outside of you. It's another thing to teach people, to show people through an embodiment of how sacred you treat yourself. And that's what the Sophia Code is guiding each and every one of us in how to do. How to love yourself and be with yourself in such a good way. How to be in a new relationship with life. How to be in a constant communion with Sophia and the divinity, the Sophia divinity of your own higher self every day. When you come into that kind of a relationship, that kind of communion with learning, remembering how to treat yourself as holy and sacred, sovereign and divine, and nothing less than that, then what you are embodying begins to teach people without a word. Although you can hang words on it if you're a teacher or a healer or creatrix archetype that's out there leading the way alongside us. I want to share, Sophia's asking me to share in this moment. For many of you know from the preface of my book what I survived in the first half of my life. I was treated in the least sacred way, the most, I survived war, atrocities. And the journey of how to get to the place that I am today, where you're seeing me in this very loving, healthy place, thriving place, successful place, was through the process of activating my divine genome, walking through the understanding that Sophia and the Ascended Masters were bringing to me, that I had to accept that I was holy, sovereign, and divine. That I would never be able to completely heal my life until I accepted the truth that I was holy, sovereign, and divine, and integrated that truth in how I walk on this planet, how I construct my life, live my life, who I work with, how I work with those people, the food I eat, the way I treat my body, the clothes I wear. Everything came down to, do you believe you're sacred, and how sacred are you going to treat your life and everything in your life? And now how I've been embodying that has affected thousands of people to begin to live their life in a sacred way as well. And again, it doesn't happen overnight. Learning how to be in a good way with yourself, learning how to be in a clear relationship with life, learning how to take the medicine of your challenges and turn them into the spiritual gold. It's a journey. It's not a destination. But with every victory, there is a new level of awakening to integrate within you. And that what happens in that integration is more Sophia source energy is able to come pouring through your eyes, your smile, your arms, your loving heart. You begin to embody even more grace here for others to witness, observe, watch, and be affected by. The light within you begins to teach as an embodied example beyond what you could ever express. Yet, interestingly enough, the light within you that comes from Sophia, the higher self of Sophia within you, begins to radiate out through your throat as well. And you begin to articulate divine feminine and divine masculine wisdoms that change people's perception. So, there's never been a more important time for you to accept that you are sovereign, holy, and divine. We are living on a planet that's in a worldwide global crisis, ecologically, as well as many other socioeconomic crises that we are facing. And the root to heal everything about that paradigm while simultaneously birthing a new paradigm is your sovereign divinity. Is how willing are you going to be to embody your sovereignty beyond codependency, to embody your sovereignty and your sobriety beyond subtle or even outright addictions, to embody your sovereignty beyond what your parents told you were, or your teachers or whoever was the most influential people in your life said was okay for you to financially embody, emotionally embody, physically embody. How can your sovereign divinity be expressed through your health, through your commitment to health? How can your sovereign divinity be expressed in the balance in your relationship with your friends and your family? How can your sovereign divinity begin to inform your creativity so that you begin to take creative risks that you never allowed yourself to take before? Your divinity wants to expand every aspect of your life, and that scares the crap out of most of us every day, all day long. This is why we mentor with Ascended Masters, because they were so badass. They were so Jedi in their walk through life that we can connect with their resonance and remember how to walk like the masters that they walked as on the earth plane, which is like the ultimate spiritual Olympics, okay, is to become a spiritual master here in form, not someplace else in the sky where it's all great and perfect and higher realms, because it's really easy to be a super great Buddha up there. It's here, where there's a term called bodhisattva, where where the Buddha comes back to a realm that they don't have to come back to, and they reveal, which is what we're doing as earth angels, what it takes to master the physical realm and live beyond the laws of this realm while living in this realm. Only your sovereign divinity in communication with the divinity of all beings can operate at that level. It's not your human awareness. Your human body and your human awareness was designed to be the chalice, the Ark of the Covenant, for your divinity to do its awesomeness here. So I would like to step into a space where you and I can be activated by the presence of Sophia God and all of the Ascended Masters, helping us, assisting us, upgrading our spiritual technology, to allow for more of this Sophia Christ light that you and I have a big prayer to embody more and more of, for the benefit and liberation of all beings at this very important moment in humanity's evolution. So for those of you who are new today and have no idea what a chakra is, no worries. A chakra is you have your physical body, but your physical body, if you were to think about it in terms of software, technology, Your body is the final download into this physical reality from your soul. But your soul downloads multiple aspects of itself into this physical realm that is not necessarily evident to the human eye, but doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They're waves of energy and light and particles of consciousness, of your soul's consciousness, that eventually download into your physical form. So you could think about a chakra as a spiritual, a metaphysical, an energetic organ that interfaces with your physical organs. They feed energy into your physicality so that, well, it maintains the hologram, the holographic reality of your physical body. Because your physical body, although it appears very dense, it's actually just energy moving slow enough for you to have this experience of physicality. It's just an illusion of density. You are actually light. Your body is pure light, where the molecules are moving slow enough and interfacing with this holographic reality that you can experience density through your perception. But it is an illusion nonetheless. And the technology that assists in the process of you experiencing your physical form, part of it is your chakra system. So you have thousands of chakras, and the Indian yogis would call the word chakra means wheel of light. And so when you could think about a chakra as a funnel, like when you see the water going down the drain in a bathtub and it makes that funnel, you could think about a funnel of light. And actually, you could think about the 6 of your major chakras have 2 funnels of light that are rotating and spinning and connecting at the funnel point at the center of your spine. So from your 2nd chakra, your 3rd chakra, your heart chakra, your 3rd chakra, your 3rd eye, you've got these funnels that are going in and connecting at the center of your, your 3rd eye, it's your pituitary gland, but from your spine, your spinal column down, it's at your spinal cord that the chakras connect. So we're going to be working on those chakras to upgrade them as directed by your own higher self consciousness and the Ascended Masters, being guided by the light of Sophia that knows exactly the upgrades that you need today and what you're actually ready to receive. So if it's something that you don't feel comfortable with, don't worry about it. You're not going to receive it because it's all being directed by your divinity. We're just giving them the go-ahead for what your guides and your own higher self is ready to receive today. So let's begin with an invocation. And an invocation is simply an intention that we're going to ask for help and create a space, a sacred space for you and I to transform in a very quick, what we call a quantum leap of consciousness, through setting the space by inviting these incredible masters of the Sophia Code cosmology that were ordained by Sophia to bring this great news back to humanity about our divine genome. So they're going to join us in a circle of empowerment right now. Excuse me. So let's begin. Holy Mother, Holy Father, Sophia, source of all life, we give thanks for this very special opportunity to gather in your holy presence. You are simply the presence, and as we experience the different aspects of what you are, who you are, there are aspects that are innately feminine, how we define feminine, and there are aspects that are innately masculine, and we get to experience in this world of form how those principles work together like a lemniscate, interfacing and supporting one another. But in truth, there is simply one source, that one Sophia source, consciousness that gave birth to all that is. And so we welcome the absolute pure light and the absolute primordial space of your black womb consciousness to fill our ceremonial space today, our body, hearts, and minds with a very deep awareness of how connected we are to you, because we are you. that you didn't make us anything less than you. We are you. And so we are claiming that today for ourselves, for the liberation and great happiness of all beings, especially ourselves. Sophia, we say the prayer of the divine feminine Christ together. For those of you who'd like to say it out loud with me, let's say it together. It's the prayer that's found at the beginning of the Sophia Code. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Let's say it 2 more times. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. At this time, we welcome the presence of the entire Sophia Dragon Tribe, all of the ascended masters of this exceptional high council on the sovereign divinity of humanity, as well as the sovereign divinity of all of creation. And we lift this sanctuary space up to the 7th plane, that one source light and black womb consciousness. We're going to create our ceremony there in the temple of Sophia. And we ask for your higher self, for everyone on this call, for your higher selves to guide you up into that temple space of Sophia. At first, you will only see the light of Sophia. There's no ascended masters there. There's no angels there. It's just this iridescent, pearlescent white light. And as you arrive, you might feel as though you are being bathed in this ocean of light, because you are. And for those of you who don't feel as though you're worthy of this light, that's okay. I understand that. It can be startling to feel the presence of this much light approaching your consciousness. We call upon Sophia's descending spirit, which is in the Kabbalah, it's called Shekinah, the Shekinah light, the divine feminine presence, the indwelling presence of God that descends into form. We call upon that Shekinah light. You might feel or sense a dove of light descending over your consciousness, welcoming you into the arms, into the heart of God, to Sophia. How loved you are, how unconditionally accepted you are. I don't care what's happened in your life. I don't care what's happened to you, and I don't care what you've done that you think would make you unworthy of God's love. God, Sophia, loves you. Your mother could never stop loving you. Everything that's ever happened has been for your great learning and expansion, for your powerful awakening, and all she sees of you is her having a human experience. And so we lift up your body, heart, and mind to this beautiful 7th plane presencing of Sophia. Sophia. Let's say that together. Sophia. 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 And feeling that presence, a divine feminine presence descending over your body, heart, and mind as she lifts all of you up into that 7th plane, beautiful, where instantaneous miracles and divine knowing exist, welcoming you home to the source of your own sovereign divinity. And at this time, I'd like to welcome the presence of all of the archangels and all the ascended masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe joining us in this 7th plane reality with Sophia, in the presence of Sophia. And you may begin to feel white marble pillars rising up out of the light. And these white marble pillars have veins of gold. You might begin to hear the sound of holy birds, the different doves and sacred birds beginning to sing. You may begin to feel the presence of angels singing. You may begin to see sacred flames lighting within the light. Don't worry, you're worthy of this. It's okay for you to be here. You don't have to go through a Buddha or an angel or a master to get here. They're already here, willing you to come up here with them. Great. So at this time, we'd like to call forward very specific, what we call key code master mentors in our mystery school, the Sophia Code Mystery School. We're going to welcome Ascended Master Isis, who's key code 1 of the Sophia Code, she of 1,000 names. And we're going to welcome Isis to the northeast gate of the temple. I'd like to now welcome beautiful Divine Hathor, key code 2, she of 1,000 voices, to join us in the east. And they're going to create this beautiful circle of divine feminine Christ light around you to protect you, to nurture you, and to bring quantum healing to you today. In the southeast, I'd like to welcome the one known as in Tibetan Buddhism as Green Tara. And Green Tara's mantra is Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. And I'd like to welcome her incredible presence. When she walks, it's as though you can hear stars twinkling, for she is, her Sophia title is She of 1,000 Stars. And we welcome in beautiful Mother Mary, and her name in the Sophia Code Cosmology is She of 1,000 Roses, and she's arriving in the south. And you may begin to see thousands of white rose petals, or feel that descending from the temple complex here in the Temple of Sophia. I'd like to welcome now beautiful Mary Magdalene, who's arriving with Jesus behind her in the southwest. She of 1,000 angels. In the west, beautiful Kuan Yin, she of 1,000 waters, is arriving. And behind her arrives the holy Mahavatar Babaji. I'm now welcoming the presence of the Holy Seraphim, who are already here. We're just simply awakening our own consciousness, which are known as the Sophia dragons. They were revealed to me as the Sophia dragons. These holy seraphim dragon mothers, creatrix dragon mothers, their Sophia embodiment title is She Who Births Sovereign Creators. And they are anchored in the northwest, but they are also at the very center. There's 2 Seraphiel, the chief of this order, at the center of the Temple of Sophia. And they are spiraling as a DNA helix, these beautiful white Sophia dragons at the center of this temple. And their scales are singing the songs of Sophia. They're singing, holy, holy, holy. Sophia is all there is, over and over and over again. And as you feel the songs of their scales singing, and the wings, all of their angel wings that whirl in and out of their dragon scales, filling this space with lightning and rainbow flashes and consciousness and joy, you may begin to feel the frequency within your own cells rise up in acknowledgement that you are being called holy and divine, and a part of this presence of Sophia that's created this temple space for your human awareness to remember itself within. And I'd like to finally welcome White Buffalo Woman, who's in the north, the northern gate today of our temple space, and feeling this presence of White Buffalo Woman arriving with the entire White Buffalo Star Nation. And her name is She of 1,000 White Thunder Beings and Clouds, White Clouds and Thunder Beings. White Buffalo Woman is a Thunder Being Archangel. And she also arrives with the Order of Sky Grandmothers. I'd also like to acknowledge that Saint Germain has arrived to stand with Isis in the northeast. The Hathor Star Nation is here in the east with Hathor. We have the Order of Dakinis in the southeast. Grandmother Anna Jeanne d'Arc, the entire Order of Magdalena are in the southwest. And I'm also acknowledging beautiful Sophia Gaia, the presence of Mother Earth, that is creating the foundation for this temple space in our consciousness, as well as the many elemental archangels and angels that attend this container and work seamlessly and harmoniously with the Sophia Dragon Tribe, including Archangel Michael, Archangel Jophiel, the angel of completion, the archangel of enlightenment, and Lord Buddha. I'm deeply acknowledging that Lord Buddha is here. There are legions upon legions upon legions of the orders of angels that are in attendance here, as well as our Star Nation families. And at this time, we invoke the most important presence for you, which is your own higher self, to begin to fill the circle of light that surrounds you at this time. Within this temple of Sophia, we call upon the angelic presence of your own higher self. And you may begin to feel the presence of your higher self arriving as a waterfall of light that begins to, you may begin to feel the sensations of this waterfall flowing down your back, down the front of your face, like waves of water light flowing down the center of your being, down your legs. And I also invite you to connect the bottom of your seat, wherever you're sitting. Visualize a beautiful column of light that runs all the way to the center of the earth, and ground and connect with the earth plane while you are experiencing such high frequency cosmic Holy Mother consciousness. Connect in with that Sophia Gaia Mother Earth embrace that's grounding you as you expand your angel wings into the cosmos of your own divinity within this temple of Sophia. And speaking of angel wings, we did a lot of activations with our angel wings at the end of last year. I invite your higher self presence to bring your awareness to the presence of your angel wings that are connected to your heart center, your heart chakra. They are actually, the technology of your angel wings actually interfaces with the back of your heart chakra. And so I invite you to, for those of you who have your wings out and open, I just invite you to kind of flex them back. Maybe stretch your wings out and bring them all the way up, like tips up in the temple. Oh, there you go. Powerful. We have so many powerful earth angels in our community. It's just such an honor to be here with you. It's such a great pleasure and joy to be in ceremony with you right now. Thank you for being here. And for those of you who are like, I don't have angel wings, I'm not good enough for angel wings, don't worry about it. You have angel wings or you wouldn't be here. It wouldn't even be possible for you to be on this broadcast. We've all, you can talk to on the Facebook forum. You can meet so many people in our community that at one point had thought that they weren't good enough for their own angel wings. And then they did one of our activations and they realized, oh my God, I do actually have the technology of angel wings. You've been blessed with that as well. So if you'd like to explore unfurling your wings or even receiving a healing from Mary Magdalene in this moment, angels that are on our call today that do have your wings up, can you please begin to send healing angelic light with Sophia's love to the earth angels on our call that really need to feel that love and their own angel wings unfurling in this moment. And let's take in a deep breath together. In honor of these wings that are opening for the rest of our community. You can just feel them pop open. And we welcome the Sophia dragons, just blowing that breath of life over our entire sanctuary, blessing all of our angel wings. You may begin to feel some rainbows flashing, some energy of lightning and rainbows flashing throughout the temple as the Sophia dragons begin to dance in a circular motion around us. And what I'm hearing from the Sophia dragons in this ceremonial space is that they're unifying the field. There's one Sophia dragon, they're huge, they're massive, that's dancing in a clockwise direction, and then there's another Sophia dragon that's spinning counterclockwise simultaneously, and they're creating this whirling rainbow effect around our sanctuary. And they're saying in their dragon dance, what they're doing is they're assisting our higher self divinity to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff in our human consciousness so that we can see and claim our divinity in a whole new way today through these chakra activations. So let's begin with our root chakra. And Isis and White Buffalo Woman are going to step forward to bless and help assist this root chakra activation today. Okay, so I'm just going to be referring to my notes because we have so much to cover. So I invite you to begin to take several deep breaths into the base of your spine, like right your root chakra, where it's anchored. It's a funnel that actually goes like this. It comes to a point right in the perineum. So it funnels up, and then it feeds the spinal column, moving upward with energy from the earth. So you want to really just drop into your seat and begin to breathe there. And for those of you who have contractions in your root chakra, which is really common, I invite you to begin to follow your breath. And with every breath that you take and every exhale that you make, I invite you to imagine that your breath is expanding your root chakra, that it's safe to open up your root chakra wider right now. Maybe you even want to make your legs wider. Take up more space. You know, your root chakra, if your root chakra is contracted, it means you're afraid of taking up space with who you are. So many of us, especially women, were taught, oh, cross your legs, don't take up space, be meek, be humble, but it's not like a humbleness. It's like a self-effacing energy. And so we need to take up more space. Dragons take up a lot of space. And what the Sophia dragons are teaching us through that principle of who they are is that the universe will expand. This world will expand. Your reality will expand when you choose to take up more space with who you are. Everything's going to get better for you because there's going to be more of you here. So when you assert who you really are by taking more space up with your personality, with your joy, with what makes you really happy, with your true creative expression, and yes, by having more of what you need, which is what the root chakra is governed by, is how are you surviving and or thriving in the physical world. And so Isis and White Buffalo Woman wanted to come and bless your root chakra right now. And so I welcome the presence of Isis's wings wrapping around you from behind, embracing you. And she's channeling the presence of Sophia God, all the thousands upon the countless wings of Sophia's invincible, almighty, all-loving presence. It's always got your back. Whether you choose to receive that or not, she's still there waiting to help you when you let in the love, when you let in the help. And so Isis is embodying that presence of Sophia that can make everything so much easier, more seamless, and more successful beyond the machinations of the mind. So feeling the lightness of these wings coming around, of Isis's wings, and she's wrapping her wings around towards that root chakra. So you can feel the presence, that angelic presence saying, hey, it's safe to embody your connection to your body and to this planet. Actually, it's the most powerful thing you can do, because when your higher self goes all the way down into your root chakra and fills out your legs, you are taking up more space here on this planet, which means your Christ light is voting. It can vote more. The resonance of your higher self's divinity can start to shift physical reality around. Remember, physical reality is just energy. Divine consciousness is what has the power to move the energy of this physical reality around, and thus affect the physicality of this physical reality. So the more of your divinity within your root chakra blessing your human body, the more we all benefit, especially you. So Isis is expanding her wings so that your root chakra can become wider and clearer. And in witnessing White Buffalo Woman, she's carrying her sacred pipe, the sacred chanupa, with her, and she's carrying multiple medicine bundles. And Isis is like creating the space over your root chakra to become wider. And White Buffalo Woman is blowing that sacred chanupa. The smoke is considered a holy medicine over your root chakra. She's clearing out sexual trauma. She's clearing out abuse, including self-abuse. She's clearing out the belief that you're supposed to be poor or suffer for your spiritual leadership. There's a clearing of unhealthy tribal consciousness where we might sacrifice for our community or our family in such a way that it means that you're not able to care for yourself and your own well-being. A sacrifice like that isn't actually helping anyone. That's called codependency. And so White Buffalo Woman and Isis are singing and clearing and blessing your root chakra, and you may begin to feel objects, energies, cords, attachments begin to drain out of your root chakra into the earth. And you might think, oh, is that okay? The earth is suffering so much already. Yeah, the earth will compost that. Let the earth take all of that energy and those obstructions or oaths or vows that have been holding you down, and just release them to the earth. She's going to compost it and use that energy for something awesome, including supporting you and your success. And you may begin to feel, as Isis and White Buffalo Woman clear your root chakra and bless your root chakra, you may begin to feel more of your higher self now descending into the lower half of your body. A lot of earth angel light workers tend to hang out in their heart and higher, and they never really embody the lower half of their body. So they think they have to escape that part of their body. They're afraid of their sexuality. They've been conditioned to be afraid of money and creativity, because that's what we've been conditioned to fear, is our own personal power, our ability to be creator gods and goddesses here on earth. Well, Isis and White Buffalo Women are over it, and so am I, and so are you, actually, because we have too much to create here. We have too much to do with the power of our divinity. So they are blessing you with greater ease to access more of your higher self. And I'm going to count backwards from 10. And on 1, I'd like you to begin to allow your higher self to upgrade that root chakra. And that upgrade is going to be able to root into, we want to recalibrate your root chakra into the truth of your worthiness to abundantly receive for your spiritual gifts and talents. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You begin to feel Isis and White Buffalo Woman as directed by your higher self, rewiring the technology of your root chakra and activating the divine genome within your root chakra that governs your root chakra, calibrating to the resonance of absolute worthiness. What if you had a mother and a father that told you day and night, 24 hours a day, every moment of every day, you are worthy, you are worthy, I love you, how can I support you? Let's make your dreams come true. What's important to you? How do you like it? How can I support your success? Did I tell you how much I love you? did you know that you're the one for me? I mean, you're just like every day, you're just a shining star. You deserve to succeed. You're so creative. I feel how powerful you are. I hope that you explore how even more powerful that you can become, because I'm going to be here cheering you on. Do you know that's what Sophia is saying to you all day long and all night long? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I bless you. I am you. Go out there in the world and be me in human form. It's safe to expand. It's safe to be in community and to be your powerful self. You can have it all, but you've got to be willing to accept that I love you this much and that it's safe for you to love yourself this much. Downloading that kind of self-love from the Sophia of your own higher self. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. May begin to see ruby red rays of light going out in every direction in your root chakra, as well as I'd like you to visualize beautiful red roots growing out of your root chakra, running down your legs and going all the way to the center of the earth. And we ask the Akashic records of the earth to open up and rewrite your future timeline according to this root chakra upgrade, but the truth of your worthiness to abundantly receive for your creative gifts and talents and skills, as well as to remember and embody how loved you are by your Holy Mother every day and how she's rooting for you. She's always rearranging reality to support your greatest expansion and your greatest success. So calibrating the resonance within the Akashic records within the earth and within your body and according to your higher self, to now begin to live in a relationship with life from that embodied truth, not even a perspective, from the embodied truth of how loved you are at the very root of your being. And from that root, I welcome you to visualize a tree of life, this beautiful tree of, it's like a light, a tree of light that begins to blossom and grow from the base of your root all the way up your spine. And the branches begin to expand out throughout your body, up your throat and out of your crown. And it's like there's stars for leaves all over the tree. And I want you to begin to climb that beautiful tree trunk and feel this ocean that's at your second chakra. And your second chakra is right below your belly button, and it's connected to your lower back. It feeds your lower back as well. And beautiful Hathor is arriving right now with this golden ankh of light. And she is bringing this ankh of light to your second chakra. She's like, it's almost as though she's pressing it into your second chakra. And as she does, the white hot light of this ankh is rapidly causing darknesses, toxic cords, and attachments to codependent relationships to be instantly cleared. If you have a cell phone on right now, I would turn it off, because people who have been sucking on you, we are cutting those cords to them right now, and they're going to try to reestablish those cords with you. And I'd like for you to get through this ceremony before they try to rehook into you, because by the end of the ceremony, it's not going to be possible. You might be tested, but it won't be possible because it's going to be completely sealed up. So Hathor she's beginning to sing over that second chakra space, and it's as though there's a stargate being placed over your second chakra. Oh, how amazing. And all of these Hathor Star Nation angels are behind you, like your backup choir. It's her backup choir, but she's sharing her backup choir with you so that you can understand that all of creation, Sophia's creation, is your backup choir. It's here to support the movie, you starring in the movie of your life. To experience the greatest happiness, the best relationships, a really healthy relationship with your finances, money, security, it's safe for you to have these things, but our society is conditioning our humanity to live in so much fear and lack consciousness that it really is a journey to reprogram your body, heart, and mind to understand that you are worthy of deserving the best that life has to offer. So Hathor is inviting us to say this mantra together. I deserve the best that life has to offer. Let's say that 3 times together. I deserve the best that life has to offer. I deserve the best that life has to offer. I deserve the best that life has to offer. I deserve the best that life has to offer. It is done, it is done, it is done. By the power of 3, a perfect Trinity, it is done. And so it is. And so we're just programming your second chakra, your sacral chakra, to now begin to operate from that belief system that you deserve the very best that life has to offer. And that it's safe to accept and receive that this is how you were designed to live. You were not designed to live in abject suffering or a constant state of survival. You were designed to live in a presence of Sophia's abundance. Sophia is nothing but abundance. That's all she is. She's continually reproducing herself in every possible way. But she made us so powerful in our minds that we can choose to believe anything that we want to about her. And so we call upon that presence of Sophia, her abundant spirit, her prosperous spirit that seeks to prosper you and I in all ways. And we ask for Sophia to begin to download her Holy Spirit of prosperity within your sacral chakra so that you can feel your sacral chakra expanding and releasing the places that you have felt contracted where you didn't deserve the best that life has to offer. I'm also inviting Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael to assist with this healing work around your sacral chakra because I'm seeing a lot of toxic cords and relationships being cleared out for a lot of people. Oh, okay. And Hathor is saying that not only do you deserve the best that life has to offer, you deserve the best relationships that life has to offer you, as directed by your higher self. It's safe for you to have amazing friendships, amazing partnerships, amazing coworkers, people that love you and get you and want to co-create a beautiful world with you. Please choose that happiness for all of our sake. Please stop allowing people to abuse you in any ways, both either blatantly or subtly. Please choose more life. That's the prayer, the White Buffalo Woman's prayer, to pray for more life. Winiwichielo. But make that prayer for more life to be a prayer for you to experience even more of your own sovereign divine power to live in a true relationship with your happiness, where you don't settle. You have the courage and the willingness to keep expanding into the very best that life has to offer you. Beyond controlling an outcome, the presence of Sophia can create the best that life has to offer you without controlling an outcome. She will guide you in the co-creative steps for the very best that life has to offer you to arise. It's a co-creative process, but it's not a controlling process. So the prayer is in this moment for your second chakra, Sophia, show me how to co-birth. Show me how to co-create the very best that life has to offer by receiving your guidance and your daily support in how to receive the very best that life has to offer me. I let go and I surrender into your Holy Spirit, guiding me both in how to co-create it, surrender into it, receive it, and also offer the very best that life has to offer back to life. Because that's what happens in the Beauty Way prayer. we become filled with so much gratitude for receiving the very best that life has to offer, that we want to offer back our very best in every way to life. I remember one of my elders saying, you know, I want to be one of the best people that ever went to Whole Foods. I want to be that guy that walks through Whole Foods and blesses everyone and puts the cart back in a really good way, so that the next person that's going to take that cart to go do their shopping, they're going to feel blessed and it's going to be easy for them to access it. I mean, it's just like how you put away your groceries, how you speak to your children or your partner, especially when you're stressed. It's like, what is the best that you have to offer? How can everything become a ceremony? That's what happens when we honor the sacral chakra. Everything, we want to do everything in a beautiful and a good way. We want to do it in a way that honors our life, and then which then is an outpouring that honors all of life outside of us. And this is the way that humanity shifts out of the global crisis. It's when we love ourselves this much and honor the holiness of our own journey this much that everything outside of us begins to respond to the consciousness of your own divinity, stepping it up and daring to create at a new level. So Hathor also has another Hathor abundance blessing where living in alignment, it's really important to understand that it is your role as a co-creator of reality to choose the frequency, the set point of what you want to align with, to be in a resonance of receiving on a daily basis. And so what we want for you, all of the masters, all of the angels, and Sophia, the presence of Sophia, is that you're always at the right place at the right time, because the divinity of your higher self is is so embodied in your second chakra that you're literally being magnetized to the right people, the right places, the right situations, the right resources. You're at the right place at the right time. It's like, it feels like magic. Well, you deserve to live in that magic all of the time. And it's a really fun game too, to see how much you can get into alignment with always being at the right place at the right time through your prayer and through aligning in just even a moment of meditation, setting the frequency. I want the very best that life has to offer. I want my higher self to guide me to be able to both live that and receive more of it and participate in creating more of it. Show me, Sophia God, I surrender into your Holy Spirit within me as my higher self, living from that place today. And then watch what happens. Watch the magic unfurl. Hathor is blessing your sacral chakra to help your human awareness integrate that you're worthy of that much goodness in this lifetime. There's a lot of people that don't live at the right place at the right time. There's a lot of people that choose to live in constant suffering, struggle, and pain. There are challenges in the creative journey. It's not to say that there aren't challenges of growth. What we're talking about is like constant destruction or just abject survival. Many, many people choose to live in the drama of that instead of setting the resonance that they're always going to have more than enough and be at the right place at the right time. That's the resonance you want to choose. You want to believe that your Holy Mother and your Holy Father, that this presence of divinity within you has got you, because it does. Even if you do vacillate back and forth between belief systems, it's still got you. It's still the presence that is the foundation of this universe, is creating enough safety for you to have an experience of vacillating between, am I safe or am I not safe? Am I cared for? Am I not cared for? Am I really loved or am I not loved? I don't know. It's the presence of Sophia that creates the safety for you to even have the back and forth. The good news is that the more you embody your higher self, the more that you choose to embody your own divinity, the light of your divinity begins to strengthen your mind. The light of your divinity begins to open your heart and strengthen your body to be able to elevate to a spiritual maturity where you hold the line. You say, I know what my frequency is. I know where I want to be. I always want to be at the right place at the right time, and I deserve the very best that life has to offer. And I want to choose to expand. I know I'm going to feel fear along the way, but I want to always be choosing love no matter what kind of fears that I'm feeling. That's the compass for my journey. That's my prayer. And so we ask your higher self to, whatever downloads that you need to receive alongside with Hathor, to strengthen your sacral chakra, to be in alignment with the resonance of deserving the best, receiving the best, and also co-creating at your very best in this lifetime, that it is possible and that you're worthy of it. And what's so interesting is that the solar plexus chakra, which is above the next step up above the sacral chakra, this is the center of personal willpower. It's very much connected to the divine masculine. If you have, excuse me, to just pull up this microphone. If you have wounding around a father figure in your life, it's going to probably affect your solar plexus area. So we'd like to do a divine masculine empowerment and father healing around your solar plexus today with beautiful green Tara, who is the mother of all Buddhas in the Tibetan Buddhist cosmology. And that's saying something, I was thinking about that when I was driving home the other day. I was like, does anybody really get what that means? The mother of all Buddhas? I mean, Buddha in it of himself, and all of the Buddhas are some of the most incredible beings in this universe and beyond. And then you have the mother of all Buddhas. I mean, that's saying everything, really, the mother of all enlightenment. That's what green Tara embodies. And so she knows intimately, as that mother figure of divine masculine Buddhas as well as feminine Buddhas, because she's a feminine Buddha as well. She knows how you are designed, perfectly designed to be in a healthy, whole relationship with the divine masculine within you and outside of you. But it's really important for you to be in a relationship with your divine masculine first, if you're going to be able to really understand how the masculine outside of you, how you can be navigating with the masculine from a feminine perspective, divine feminine perspective, and vice versa. So we're going to be clearing patriarchal religious beliefs and controlling issues from religious beliefs that are blocking your direct connection to Sophia. Your direct connection to Sophia is, you could think about it as this jet fuel for your divine purpose and your leadership. If you're allowing yourself to have a direct connection with Sophia, you're going to be able to access through your solar plexus a holy divine willpower that goes so far beyond your personal willpower. A lot of people look at how much I accomplish or like my work ethic, or just, I've had people tell me often, like, it's as though there's a divine force of nature coming through you. And I say, that's because there is. It's my higher self in communion with Sophia God. I'm not relying on just my humanity to accomplish what I'm accomplishing for this movement, for the Sophia Code movement, and for our mystery school container. I am resourcing my relationship with Sophia. I am resourcing both the divine masculine, divine feminine aspects of my higher self that's literally coming through me like a holy fire. And you deserve to experience that for yourself as well at ever increasing measure. You deserve to be able to integrate that within your body. So I call upon beautiful green Tara, she of 1,000 stars, to light up the star at the center of your being, your solar plexus. You may begin to feel a bit of a fiery pulsing happening at your solar plexus right now. Maybe it's a really big pulse. Maybe there's some pretty big flames that are rays of light that are beginning to light up at the center of your being, right beneath your heart center. That's your solar plexus chakra, front and back. And the back part of your solar plexus has to do with your personal willpower to follow through on your dreams, to follow through on your responsibilities, to to choose to take divinely guided action when you know your second chakra and your root chakra need to be cared for, tended to. You know, very often success comes from your root chakra saying, hi, we need more money for this ABC thing that, you know, functioning physical reality grocery list of things for being a responsible person in this world. And then your second chakra is like, cool, I'm the creative center and I'm also the networking center. So I'll start working on the creative solution to manifest this amazing, to co-create with Sophia, an amazing solution for you, root chakra. And then the solar plexus is like, awesome. I'm the personal willpower that's going to follow through on the divinely guided steps that the second chakra and the root chakra are asking to fulfill. It's a true tree of life that builds upon itself. That's this chakra system is constantly communicating to your human awareness, not only what you need, but also what you can do about it. What your part is in the divine plan, in the co-creative divine plan that Sophia has to prosper you in all ways. So we're welcoming beautiful green Tara, and she is bringing this beautiful star of life, and it's this medicine star that she is almost like inserting with a double dorje vajra, the center of your solar plexus. That vajra is actually pictured on her mala that I have here. This is the green Tara mala that I designed, and it's on there. So anyway, if you don't know what it is, that's where you can look to find it. She's bringing this star into the center of your solar plexus, and it's heating up the core of that solar plexus. And solar being sun, this is a bright star chakra at the center of your being. And she says that it's clearing out, this star is beginning to rotate at the center of your solar plexus. And she says it's clearing out the belief systems that were, the viral belief systems that were installed within us that made us believe that something outside of ourselves was going to save us. Like a divine masculine savior so that we wouldn't have to take responsibility for our own divine feminine creative power. Isn't that interesting? The wounded masculine and the wounded feminine that comes out of that weird patriarchal dogmatic traditions that you and I as earth angels on behalf of all humanity are transmuting right now. Thanks so much. What if the divine masculine within you loved to follow through on the divinely guided inspiration of the divine feminine within you? Very often when we are getting closer to doing something for our career or our divine purpose or our ministries or our leadership, we get nervous and scared and we wish somebody else would do it for us. That is your body and your heart testing you to say, are you really ready to expand into more of who you really are? Are you really ready to expand into more of your personal power? And it's your solar plexus that responds with, yes, I am. No matter what, I'm going to follow through and I'm going to make this happen. And as you do, you come into an understanding that Sophia is within you, co-creating that step, and you get to feel the power of that divine masculine follow through, that personal willpower, busting open the doors of feeling as though you have to rely on something outside of yourself to achieve your dreams, which is not true. We co-create our dreams with other co-creators and with the presence of Sophia pouring through us, but we get to be an active way shower for ourselves first. Oh yeah, you're safe to expand. Oh yeah, you're safe to be this powerful. Oh yeah, you're safe to create this kind of success. Oh yeah, You can do this. And what I'm hearing from Green Tara is she's blessing this center, the solar plexus center, for you to start speaking with greater encouragement towards yourself, with a brighter spirit about your future. She's saying this is very, very important at this time, to learn how to speak with encouragement, with that solar principle. As a loving, powerful father would believe in his daughter or son and say, you know, I think you are the best kid that ever lived, and I believe in your dreams, and I know that there isn't anything that you can't achieve. I know that if you put your mind to it, and if you really follow through, that everything that you need is going to come into alignment, and you're going to get the great pleasure of watching all of that happen and getting your hands in the clay of how it happened. And I'm just going to be so proud of you, and I'm here to support you this whole way through. This is how we need to start talking to ourselves. The Father within needs to be speaking to our inner children. Including what I'm hearing Green Tara saying is that it's safe when you embody your sovereign divinity to declare boundaries of protecting what is sacred to you. Your businesses, your ministries, your money, your family members, your relationships. You can share an undefended love that's simultaneously creating safe boundaries by expressing what works for you without making anybody else wrong about it. That solar principle, both of the feminine and the masculine, is willing to be inside your body so that you take up physically more space with that solar Christ principle within you that says, I'm here. This is how I like it. This is how I need it to be. And by asserting what works for me, I'm teaching others how to assert that for themselves, which is the assertion of how to honor what is sacred. Yet again, that's the theme of this whole summit. If we honor what is sacred to us, we learn how to honor the sacredness of life. Game over for the crazy weird that's going on out there with this planet. Learn how to treat yourself with honor and respect. You'll learn how to do that in such a way with all of life that everyone around you will start to learn vicariously through you. It's so cool to see how consciousness works like that. That is Sophia Christ consciousness. It teaches through resonance. It teaches without a word. And yet there are so many words that could be said about it. Green Tara is lifting up her arms and she's raising that starlight up into your heart center. And as she does, you'll begin to feel your heart spiral open as a rose. And here at your heart center, you're going to feel the arrival of Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Jesus, as well as Archangel Gabriel. Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary are gathering around the front and back of your heart chakra, and they're asking you to recalibrate your heart center. What I'm hearing is to embody the witness in a new way. There's an archetype called the witness, and that witness comes from the purest unconditional love of Sophia God, pouring through your heart for all beings. But it's this wildly personal yet impersonal, unconditional divine love where it allows for you to send Sophia's unconditional love out into the world without taking on the pain of others. So what's coming through from Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary at your heart center is a clearing that you have to feel the pain of others to show them how much you love them. That's not actually loving people. That's actually codependency. And that kind of codependency is what's keeping us in these painful cycles, and it's keeping humanity in painful cycles. That doesn't allow us to tap into how sovereign we can be in our love for one another. Loving one another through sovereignty means I so honor your journey. I'm going to step back and allow you to have your journey. I'm going to trust that the divinity within you, your own sovereign divinity, is so powerful that you've got this journey. And I'm here supporting you, but I don't have to take on that pain or alchemize that pain for you. I can be running this light of Sophia through me, and that light and that love through my heart center can be the medicine and the blessing and the love that frees us both from having to be in cycles of codependent pain with one another. Further, that undefended love of Sophia, that witnessing love of Sophia pouring through your heart, opening up the doors of your heart, expanding your heart as a rose of light. See how far out the petals of the rose of your heart can expand. Allow yourself to breathe into that unconditional love of Sophia in your heart and feel what that love wants to attract to you in your life. It probably feels really different than maybe what your ego structure, and we all have an ego structure. That's not saying anything weird about you. We all have one. Or what the wounded places within you want to attract to you. This is the resonance that we want your heart chakra to be set to now. And so we welcome Mother Mary and Jesus and Mary Magdalene, opening your heart to the resonance and setting the frequency, the resonance of your heart chakra to what Sophia's love wants for you and your life and your family and your success. Maybe there's new people, new opportunities, new experiences, new places to go that are at that resonance of Sophia's love for you. I invite you through the rose petals of your heart, as well as the branches of the tree of life that we grew up your spine, to begin to feel how much that love is magnetizing to you through your heart right now. But you got to let go of all the ways that you don't think that you're worthy of that. So Mary Magdalene, all of the angels are helping you literally drain out of your body and release out of your body the heaviness off your shoulders, off your upper back. Again, that would prevent you from receiving the very best that life has to offer, including incredible experiences of unconditional love, joyful love, joyful creativity, and the freedom that comes with that love. New opportunities to experience sovereign freedom of co-creative relating to one another. And I'm witnessing Sophia's rays of light begin to shine out through all the petals of the rose within your heart. And those rays of light begin to shoot up out of your throat and activate your third eye, right up out through your crown. Archangel Gabriel is blessing your throat as a vehicle for Sophia's grace to clearly communicate on her behalf in your spiritual leadership. So what this activation is opening through your throat from your heart is that you have a direct relationship with Sophia, this presence of God that wants, and your relationship wants to be communicated out through your throat and your mouth. It's really special. But there's a lot of people on this call that have a resistance to having a direct connection to God. And I am inviting you to surrender that into this much light and support from Mother Mary and Jesus and Archangel Gabriel and all of the Sophia dragons, just helping you to open up your throat with those rays of light that there is Sophia Christ consciousness within you, because your higher self is literally manifesting your body and your throat, and you deserve to have a clear expression of what you believe in and how you communicate what you believe in to others in a way that's loving, fun, kind, and clear. And you may begin to feel energy being pulled off the back of your third eye. It's just the back of your head and the back of your throat chakra as well. And Kuan Yin is coming in to bless this vision that you naturally have from your sovereign divinity of your worthiness to receive the divine guidance that you're receiving all day long. You know, collectively, we doubt that divine guidance and we refuse it, and we almost like return to sender. I'm not really seeing that. I'm not really feeling that. I'm not really hearing that. But then something happens when we realize, oh my God, I really was that intuitive. I really was that connected. Kuan Yin and White Buffalo Woman are assisting with that connection between your third eye and your throat to be able to vocalize how you are seeing and feeling the presence of Sophia as your higher self communicating through you. So that you can have a clear perception and communication for how you want to live in your success and what you want to be bringing into your life and how you want to be creating your reality. You got to be able to see your reality clearly and talk about your reality clearly if you're going to shift your reality. You can't be in some like weird form of subtle or even not so subtle denial. You got to be able to call it like it is, and also, you know, how it is now, and also how you know your divinity sees you and where your divinity wants you to be. And to feel that compassionate, loving presence of Sophia gently softening, guiding you into surrendering that it can be so good for you in this lifetime. And if it's already so good for you, it can be even better. There's no end to how good it can be for you. There's no end to how much love and success and abundance that you can experience in this lifetime. And so I'm witnessing Kuan Yin and White Buffalo Woman just peeling back those layers, and the dragons coming behind you, and their breath of life is just blowing away resistances through their grace and their love for you, so that you can just feel this presence of Sophia that's descending like an angel over the back of your head, over your crown chakra, with these beautiful wings, like dove-like wings, these angelic wings that are now descending through your eighth chakra. And it's like they're sweeping through your crown center and your eighth chakra connection to your divinity and to the all that is divinity of the Sophia source, of that one source, creator, creatrix of all life. There's these beautiful Holy Spirit angel wings, and you may begin to see them kind of just almost like at the car wash, you know, these angel wings are just car washing all the way down your column, your central column. And I invite your higher self to begin downloading that column of light, brightening, expanding, widening the column of light from your eighth chakra down through your crown, your third eye, your throat, out your beautiful eyes, out of your throat center. Your heart center is open. Your wings are up. You're feeling this light downloading through your beautiful sun, the solar plexus of your being, the beautiful mango orange sacral chakra brightening, and that ocean of light that's there at your sacral chakra, and your beautiful grounded temple connection in your root chakra. Your higher self column of light just traveling all the way down the core of your being, while these angel wings widen and brighten your column of light. We now call forth that holy presence, that Shekinah light of Sophia, to begin downloading light language, symbols, and encodements, that you need right now in your divine purpose, in your leadership, in your higher self embodiment, whatever you're ready to receive directly from your higher self's own divinity for activating your divine genome, all the different aspects of all the key codes within you, we invite that download to begin 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And feeling the goodness, the prosperity, the perfection, the holiness of your own divinity. It doesn't matter what you're living right now in your physical life. I need you to tune into the frequency of your sovereign divinity, the holy light that you are. I don't care what's going on in your bank account. I don't care what kind of car you're driving. I don't care how many kids you have or don't have. I need you to tune into the light of your divinity. And just feel it penetrating every cell of your body, lighting up your eyes like lightning bolts, rays of light coming out of every chakra of your body. I want you to feel the holy water of God rolling down your back. I want you to feel like your hair is like the clouds in the sky. I want you to feel the sun in the multiple suns literally radiating out from your crown chakra and your third eye. I invite you to feel the very holy breath of God just blowing right through your throat chakra. I invite you to feel the roots of sequoia trees and redwood trees just growing all the way down your legs. I invite you to feel that beautiful like honey nectar of God just literally just flowing out of your sacral chakra. I invite you to just feel, oh, there's a waterfall of abundance that you're just literally floating on an ocean of everything that you need and want and enjoy. And I want you to just feel the relaxation, the breath of life of God, just exhaling as you delight in your own divinity. And I invite you to take a deep breath in and to feel the holiness of your own angel wings blessing your space all around you, to feel the expansion of your holy angel wings widening and brightening the space all around you. I welcome you, if you've downloaded your golden dragon light body, to feel your beautiful golden dragon scales pulsing, maybe even expanding their musculature, being filled up with even more of your sovereign divinity, to feel the goodness of yourself, being anchored on all four levels of your being, including in your emotional body. I'd like a final clearing from the Ascended Masters and Sophia herself, Sophia God, Holy Mother, Holy Father. We welcome a final emotional body activation where everyone on this call that is connected to the emotional body of the collective of humanity, I would like to be connected to your perfect blueprint for our emotional body, which has been changed, mutated, messed with in the collective. We disconnect any cords or attachments to the collective consciousness of the emotional body of humanity, and we reconnect to the perfect blueprint that you have for us to be in such a healthy, whole, and empowered relationship with the information that we receive from our emotional body technology. And we ask for this download to happen in a zero-time calibration through the power of your Holy Spirit. And we allow those codependent attachments to suffer on behalf of humanity's evolution to now fall away so that we can feel our sovereign divine power, creative power, to birth a new paradigm beyond pain, and to birth a new paradigm for humanity based on our relationship with Sophia, based on this heavenly capacity to bring this consciousness here to earth through our bodies, through our minds, through our emotions, through our focus. This is the kind of co-creative opportunity that you blessed us with, Sophia God. And with the witness of all of these ascended masters and archangels and the holy seraphim, these angelic orders, we give thanks that these activations, they are done. It is done, it is done, it is done by the power of three, a perfect trinity. It is done. And we welcome your higher self to begin to calibrate these activations on all 4 levels of your being, to begin to integrate. And by the end of today's call, at the end of our ceremony, that you're going to be fully integrated on all 4 levels of your being, grounded, clear, excited, blessed, knowing that they are also going to continue to profoundly affect your physical reality for weeks to come, months to come, and for the rest of this year. But knowing that as we close today's ceremony, it's going to be happening, that initial integration on all 4 levels of your being, it's already done in a really powerful and good way. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen for you as you deepen in your relationship with your direct connection with your higher self, with Sophia God, and with all of these ascended masters. We're going to step into a space of Q&A at this time with our beautiful team angel Kim. And before we do that, I want to share a little bit, and we're also doing our jewelry giveaway for the amazing Stargate Sophia bangle. We're actually giving away 2 today, which I'm so excited about, because this was actually, the Sophia Stargate was, funny enough, it was the first, it was actually the first piece that I designed for the Embody Your Sovereignty collection. So I didn't realize it at the time, but it's a twin to the Seraphim Stargate. So there's dragon scales, and then there's this is what I call the Sophia Stargate to the Pleiades. And so this point in the center of the Stargate represents the star Alcyon in the Pleiades, which is a solar civilization that is a part of the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And so it's also a solar civilization that works tirelessly for the return of divine feminine Christ consciousness across this cosmos. And so when you are wearing this Stargate, it's activating your golden dragon light body. It's connecting you to an ascended golden solar angelic civilization. It's connecting you to the seraphim. It's connecting you to the Ophimine. We designed it also the shape to represent the journey of the dragon ride and the sensuality of the dragon embodiment. We also placed the prayer of the divine feminine. Oh no, excuse me. That's on the Seraphim Bangle. There's one of my favorite quotes from the Sophia Code is encoded on the inside of the bangle, and it's actually hand carved into the bangle in the same font that the book is typeset in, which was very important to me. I wanted everyone to understand that this jewelry is an embodiment of the living transmission of the words that were given to us from Sophia and the Sophia Dragon Tribe. So on the inside of the Stargate, the Sophia Stargate bangle, we have, I love you. You are free. You are me. We are one. It is safe to reveal who you really are now. And this was Sophia's closing statement in chapter 1 of the Sophia Code. She's imploring us to remember that we are all an aspect of Sophia. We are all an embodiment of Sophia, that your higher self, my higher self, is a holographic it's more than just a spark. It's like we are all Sophia. Literally, we all make up the body of God. And so, but to remember that in human form is one of the greatest gifts that you can offer this planet. When you remember what she's saying here, that you're loved, you're completely free, that you are one with Sophia, that you are her and she is you, and that it's safe to reveal that you really are that in this lifetime. I mean, that's the healing of humanity right there. That's it. And yet, notice what comes up for you when you tap into that concept of that you're holy and divine. You're just as holy and divine as God. What does that bring up for you? I know for me personally, for years, I was terrified to say that out loud. I came from a, very traditional fundamentalist Bible thumping, you're going to hell background if you were to even consider saying anything like that. What was fascinating for me was that I wore the prototype for this bangle for a year and a half before it was released. And it was wearing these words day after day that literally helped me integrate the teachings that actually came through me to it in such a deep way that it doesn't even, I don't trip on it at all anymore. In fact, I'm just like, yeah, duh, of course. And delight in it and radiate that out into the world now. So that's what this jewelry line is meant to do. It's angelic ascension technology. It comes from a place within me where I know how challenging it is to overcome the dogmatic, wounded, patriarchal belief systems that have, that were literally beaten into me. I know what it takes to overcome those belief systems. And I had such a big prayer to make that journey of ascension so much easier for everyone else. And that's what this technology does. It literally interfaces with your chakras and your meridians. What I love about the Stargate bangles is that when you're wearing them at your wrist, you're wearing it at a line, an entry point line. There's meridian gateway entry points here that the Stargates protect those entry points, which then the energy runs to your heart. Not only do the Stargates protect your entry points to your heart from taking on anything you don't want to take on, they also activate these entry points to receive the goodness of what you deserve in life. So the technology of these bangles, what's been encoded into the Stargate, the Sophia Stargate bangles, is really, really powerful. I don't go a day without wearing the Seraphim bangle and the Sophia Stargate bangle together because they're twin sister technologies, like the Seraphael. They work together like the Seraphael dragon's mothers at the throne of Sophia, which you can read about in chapter 13 of the Sophia Code. And what's really cool is that when you put them together, that we're also designed to be like the wheels within the wheels of light with the ophimine. So you can do some pretty cool magic with these bangles. The Seraphim bangle has the prayer of the Divine Mother that we said at the beginning of our ceremony encoded, and it's, well, that's just a whole nother piece. We're not giving away this piece today, but it's the sister piece to the Sophia Stargate. So this piece is very near and dear to my heart. In particular, for this time period, I feel like it's so important to be able to access this dragon scale technology that we all have been given by the Seraphim to activate within us, higher self technology. And the Sophia Stargate just reminds you every day of what you have access to, what you can resource, and how to play with that technology the way the way that a dragon creates, which is infinitesimally every day. So we're going to be giving away both a sterling silver and a bronze bronze Sophia Stargate today during our call. And we're going to be doing that during the live Q&A, which we're about to step into. And I'd also like to announce that if you have a prayer to help activate humanity to the awareness of its sovereign divinity, the way that I have that prayer, it's been my life prayer since I was a child. I've been speaking to Ascended Masters about this prayer since my childhood. I knew that's why I was born, knowing that's why I was here. And I've worked my whole life to be able to birth this codex that I've shared with the world, that's a clear blueprint for how to activate spiritual awakening without trying. All you have to do is go on the journey. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to remember anything. And what's happening right now is that the Sophia Code movement has been building so much momentum over the past 3 years. Well, we're coming up on 3 years in July, which I can't even believe how much has happened in this movement in less than 3 years. Where we have enough activated initiates from our Stargate 1 and Stargate 2 curriculum that we now have Earth Angel leaders that are ready to share the Sophia Code with the world in our through our certification program. we've created this incredible program that we're offering in June to walk people through the Sophia Code, which is to walk people up to the gates of their own sovereign divinity and say, here, I know that you're suffering, or I know that you want more for yourself in life. Here's the golden keys to your heaven and earth. They're within you. Here's the roadmap. It's all laid out, and in such a beautiful way, with this amazing manual and all of these videos that that I'll be offering, as well as live video mentorship. This is a really special year because it's our first year doing this journey live, training our initiates live to be able to go out into the world, and not only that, but answer this prayer of Sophia to, to be prosperous in your divine purpose. As you're sharing the light of your sovereign divinity with others, this program is encoded to abundantly give back to you. So it's a really exciting opportunity that we're going to talk a little bit more about in the Q&A, and we're just going to open up the floor now with Kim.
Hi, Kaia. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for everything that came through in the ceremony. That was beautiful and moving, and I'm feeling grounded and vast at the same time.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy to hear that. Thanks, Kim.
Yeah. Do you want to go right into the Q&A and I can give people instructions?
That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay. So for everyone who's here, if you're looking at Kaia and you see the video screen, if you're on a computer, hover your mouse below her picture, and all of the little icons will show up, and you'll see one that says Q&A, and you're welcome to type a message in there. And then if you're on your phone, I think you might have to tap the screen a couple times because the icons can go quiet. So tap the screen a couple times. You'll see a Q&A feature there as well. And then we can dive into the questions. Kaia, just to give everybody a moment to gather their thoughts, gather their questions, is there anything else that you wanted to share, or insights that came through with this ceremony?
I think what is so beautiful to feel in this moment is how much people want to connect with the Holy Mother, with Sophia, and like how amazing that feels to feel how much that's affecting humanity right now in this moment. It's so powerful. I mean, it's taken us generations to get to this point where we can openly talk about divine feminine Christ consciousness, and what's, this return of Sophia and the return of the Sophia Code. It's so powerful to feel this many souls gathered for our summit today, basking in their own divinity and choosing their own divinity today. It's very moving for me. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always good to check in with you afterwards. Okay, now there are a lot of questions coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of the ones, I think this is such a great place to begin. Angie asks, what are some of the daily embodiment practices for supporting today's activations?
Great. So very simple, helpful tips. When you wake up first thing in the morning, no matter what, before you even get out of bed, I invite you to just say a quick prayer. And that prayer is, I welcome you, Sophia, to fill my body, heart, and mind. And I welcome my higher self to guide me throughout this day. And you can also say, if you want, like, and I also welcome my ascended masters and guides. But even before you get up, get out of your bed, run to the bathroom, brush your teeth, whatever, just take 3 seconds to set your intention for the day. Maybe even see yourself filling up your body with light just for like 5 seconds. Don't let that moment get away. I also recommend making sure you drink water when you start your day, and you could say a prayer over your water, that you're going to stay really fluid with receiving the divine guidance that you're receiving, and that you're willing to soften and do your part of co-creating your success that day, and to really fill that water with that intention. I also recommend that it's really important in challenging moments to just remember that you can say a prayer throughout your day for help. You can say, Sophia, please show me how easy this can be. Surprise me. When you're saying that prayer, you're saying it to the Sophia of your higher self within you, and to the Sophia within everyone else, and to the Sophia within reality, all of reality. It's okay to ask for help. You could even say, like, I just want to know that I can do this. Just show me how you can do this through me. And just knowing that it's as simple as just being humble enough and powerful enough to remember that we're always in a co-creative journey. We live such crazy lives, modern lives. Although ideally we would be sitting at our altars every day, meditating a half hour a day, the reality is we have to pepper our day with prayer, pepper our day with some deep breaths, pepper our day with remembering just moments of, oh, I am light. The light of my own divinity can operate this situation in a different way than my humanity can. I choose to let this light operate this moment now.
Thank you. I'm really glad that was recorded.
Yeah.
That was really important. There's a lot of questions coming in, and so I just want to also let people know sometimes when they're similar, I might put a couple questions together. This one's from Janny. She says, I feel a deep resonance with Joan of Arc. Would you be willing to speak of her, with her, as her in this moment, for helping all of us embody her key code of divine connection and courage as a messenger of the divine? Thank you.
Well, that's a whole conversation, a whole class, a whole book. But what I can offer in our Q&A right now is what Joan of Arc has been sharing with me since she pretty much came into my life in a really big way a year and a half ago. She is actually mentioned in the Sophia Code, and she will be, I will be writing more about her as a member of the Order of Magdalena through Key Code 5. But Joan d'Arc, when you mentor with Joan, you want to understand that she's asking you to be like the sword. She's asking us to stand in our sovereign creative, our sovereign divinity, our sovereign creative power. She's asking us to, Joan led an entire army. She didn't wait for anyone to wave a magic wand over her when her intuition was imploring her to go to the king and to lead an army and to continue to go into battle after battle and speak prophecy after prophecy, by the way, which of all came true. It was like her oracular gifts were stunning. If you go back and read some of her responses during her inquisition, she was an extraordinary and exceptional divine feminine Christ embodiment. Her gifts were profound, and she never backed down from her intuition, and neither can we. We must learn how to embody our intuition, hold ourselves up straight and tall, our spines tall like this, like that sword. But in truth, Joan rarely rode into battle with a sword in her hand. She rode into battle with a flag. She actually rode into battle with her flag of undefended love. I'm like getting the chills all over my body. I want to like cry. Like she literally rode in front of thousands of men, primarily with a flag, a white flag of her innocence the invincibility of her innocence, which literally caused thousands of men to charge after her and follow after her belief, what she believed in. That's what we're asking. That's what we're doing with these Sophia circles. We are waving the flag of the undefended love of our sovereign divinity that doesn't need to be defended because it's invincible. And we're waving that flag and we're saying, and you too, if you take up your own flag of your sovereign divinity, we are literally raising an earth angel army of truth, light, and the true definition of righteousness, which is holiness, the truth of our holiness, and that everyone has been created equal, holy, and divine, and that's what we must stand up for right now if we want to see the future that we want to create for this planet and for humanity. There's no other way but for us to stand up straight, raise our flag, and inspire others by becoming embodied way showers in such a way that people are so inspired by how we are embodying our own divine feminine and divine masculine Christ consciousness that they're like, yeah, me too. I'm going to walk the way myself. And yeah, that's what's coming through from Joan today.
Beautiful and perfect. Next question I'm going to read is from Melinda. It says, "Hi, Kaia. First, I am so grateful. I was nearly brought to tears a few times. I actually got cramps when you said angel wings. I think I need to let them fly. Why do you refer to it as Christ consciousness? I have the book and I'm brand new, but why is Sophia Christ conscious?"
That's such a great question
Yeah.
that we answer in the Stargate 2 curriculum. In module 1, we go really deep into why we chose to reclaim the word Christ for the Sophia Code movement. Number one, we're turning the patriarchal encodement inside out and upside down. We're taking the word back from that, and we are using the power of it to like jet fuel for our movement. It's a very controversial word, and we don't take it lightly that we are taking that word back. Ultimately, if you read the Sophia Code in chapter, I believe it's chapter 3, well, it's in section 1, we talk about in multiple places why we're using that word Christ consciousness. The definition of it is that the Christ is when Sophia's presence descends into form, it becomes the Christ. So everything's the Christ. This is the Christ. This human body's the Christ. The computer's the Christ. Kim's the Christ. You're the Christ. We're all the one body of Sophia Christ. The form of divinity is Christ. And what that word does, because we've hung that word on a single man in a religion here on this planet, and we've said it's like it's the only thing and the only one. When you take back that word and you apply it to everything, what we're doing there is we're saying, and this too, and this too, and this too. For how could anything be outside of that holiness? Because what can exist outside of the mind of God? So when we use the word Christ in the Sophia Code cosmology, we are saying it is the descending of God into human form. It is the descending of the Sophia source into human form. All is the Christ. And when we make that, when we bridge our consciousness from the old ideas about what Christ means to this deeper universal understanding of what the Christ is, all of life becomes precious. All of life becomes sacred. And how we become in relationship to the Christ of life becomes a beauty way prayer. We understand that we are in ceremony and we are here to honor. Every life becomes the altar. We become the altar. And we understand that form, as the Christ, is ascending. Ascension is form that wants to return to its fullest expression of where it came from. The resonance of Sophia wants to be in its full expression within the density of form, the density of the Christ. We also use the word Christ because the teachings that were coming through Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary during that Christian context were universal source consciousness teachings that were then co-opted by a patriarchal system. So that word Christ consciousness is often used outside of dogmatic traditional religious context. It's used to understand that we're talking about the highest consciousness that you can tap into, that can examine issues such as victimhood, survival, and ascension from those consciousnesses within a planetary matrix that goes beyond judgment. But that's a whole other teaching experience, chapter, whatever, that we can't go into today. But those are some of the reasons why we are using that word in our movement, and why it's actually healed a lot of people to be able to use that word in a way that brings honor to the holiness of all life in a very profound way, especially people who are recovering from fundamentalist upbringings.
Thank you, Kaia. This next question is Melissa. I have a knowing that I am to share spiritual teaching to the world, and I have experienced many levels of awakening. Yet my ego can cause a lot of stress, anxiety, and negative thoughts around this. Is there anything you can recommend to help shift this?
Yeah, the Stargate 2 curriculum. First, if you've done the Stargate 1, absolutely do Stargate 2. Stargate 2 curriculum can be taken as a standalone course. What happens, one thing that's really important to understand is your higher self literally is light. So the more that you lead, which we go into an entire year-long journey in the Stargate 2 curriculum, the more that you lead, the more light that you're downloading. That's why we're like a moth to a flame with divine service. We're terrified of it. We know we're going to be burned alive by it, but we can't get enough of it, because divine service is the fastest, most accelerated path to downloading more and more of your own divinity in human form. When you download more and more of your divinity, you are downloading more light. What happens with light? Well, light is actually something that's very hot. It burns out darkness. It burns out stagnancy. It illuminates unresolved shadow work. So the more that you lead, the more that you're going to feel an awareness, a brightening of your consciousness. It's going to illuminate those places within you that you didn't even know were there, that needed to shift, that needed more love, that needed more forgiveness, that needed resolution, that needed more empowerment. And this is why we choose to lead, because it's the fastest way to illuminate how much you want to grow and actually have more light to do that growing journey. So a lot of times I think light workers think that divine feminine leadership or spiritual leadership is something where you're walking in, daisies and there's, nothing but, roses blooming. And the reality is there's all of that. And there's also all of that heavenly energy that comes from leading others. The light of that will bring up our deepest shadow work, and it's all safe. It's all meant to be that way. It's the perfect design, which is what I go into in the Stargate 2 curriculum. It's the perfect blueprint for your ascension. And it's completely natural. There's nothing wrong with you. The prayer is to keep leading, and the prayer is to continue to deepen in your resourcing of your higher self connection and your emotional healing work, to understand that everything that you're healing and everything that you're looking at is the spiritual gold that you're offering your clients and your community. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's everything to be proud of. What you're healing or what you might feel ashamed of is exactly what your clients need from you, because their chances are good they're struggling with the exact same issues. That's why you've been magnetically drawn to each other. And again, we go into that in such depth in the Stargate 2 curriculum. So I encourage you to check that offering out.
Thank you so much, Kaia. I also then there's several questions that are coming up about people opening up their vision, their third eye. When is it safe? When's the right time? But this question, I feel, this is the question I'm going to read aloud. It's from Jody. Hi, Kaia. Thanks so much. I've had chills and tears throughout the summit. I keep hearing amazing stories of people seeing visions of the ascended masters while going through the key codes and reading the Sophia code. Do we all have the ability to have these visions? If so, are there any suggestions on how to open ourselves up to these visions?
The answer is yes. We've all been blessed with what are called the four clairs. Clairvoyance, which is the ability to see both externally or internally. Clairaudience, which is the ability to hear your messages. Clairsentience, which is the ability to feel your intuitive information. And claircognizance, which is the ability that we're just downloading, knowing. We've all been given the four clairs. However, we're also transmuting lifetimes of fear around our psychic, our intuitive capacities. So what you want to do is you really want to focus on the clair that is the most active within you. So if you feel your intuitive hits, if you feel Mother Mary, you really want to thank your body and your emotions for the feelings that you can feel. Like you said in your, she said, I was feeling chills, I had tears. That's information. So when you thank your body and you thank your heart for feeling information, you are feeling the ascended masters and your higher self all around you. It encourages your body that it's safe to start hearing or seeing them as well. So there's no destination. We're on a journey. What happens with the Sophia code, because the Sophia code is an oracular sacred text, the more that you read it, the more that you listen to it, the more that it gently opens, sometimes very not so gently, but it's designed to open you up according to your higher self's plan, whatever that speed is. The more that you listen to it, the more that you read it, the more it peels away layer after layer of resistance to being open to those gifts that you do have. And of course, appreciation and gratitude for the information and the feelings that you do receive. Every time you say thank you to yourself, I love you, thank you for this gift, body, heart, intuition, it opens the windows and the doors of your perception to start to receive information in new ways. And, just letting yourself, the other thing I would say too is writing. The more that you journal with the ascended masters and your higher self, the more that it opens up your willingness to be activated by them in that way visually. But honestly, it's important to remember too that sometimes the phenomenon of having to see things can be really distracting from your own direct relationship with your higher self. So, the whole point of working with ascended masters and archangels is for you to deepen in your own direct communion with Sophia and with your higher self. That's the ultimate point of all of this. So sometimes souls choose not to see those things for a while, just to be able to drop in with their own relationship with themselves. We all have such an individual and perfect journey for our spiritual awakening.
Thank you so much. There's a great question here. How would you recommend we relay this information to the younger souls out there, like young adults, teens, and children?
The Sophia code?
I think the Sophia code and yes, everything that's coming through in the summit.
Well, for starters, you could start hosting Sophia circles and make it really cool and really fun. That would be a really good way to start. I've been so surprised by how many teenagers have come to the book signings. I get to meet moms that read, or even dads that read the Sophia code with their teenagers. Oh my gosh, we've gotten emails from around the world of people so attracted, I think especially because of the dragons, the seraphim. And also, a lot of these younger souls, they're coming in with memories from other lifetimes, and they're hungry for this information. Sometimes it's as simple as just having a book hanging around, having the Sophia code just placed in an area where they can explore for themselves, and feel their own guidance opening the book themselves. And I've also found that reading the codex out loud, making it a fun evening ceremony, maybe lighting some candles and, having a special meal or something, and then including reading the Sophia code out loud together. It's just like, hey, let's do this thing and see what happens. This lady says this is a magical book. Let's see if it actually works. Just being playful about it. What I love about the younger generation is that they're so technically inclined. And this book, I was actually studying computer programming in college, and this book, the initiations are written from my computer programming background. Technology really makes sense to me as an Aquarian, and it makes really, this generation has been raised on technology. So the Sophia code is living technology. It's spiritual technology. So even from that standpoint, that's a conversation opener right there. And ultimately, I think the best message to offer anyone awakening that seeks an awakening as from a younger generation is the Sophia code is going to awaken you without trying. You don't have to do anything. You can just enjoy the dragon ride, and it's awakening what's already within you. Everyone in the younger generation knows that there's something special inside of them. They're here to remind us of that. And, this is the manifesto of that. So it's not a tough sell. And if it is a tough sell, then they're just not ready, and it's not a problem. And as far as speaking about Christ consciousness in general, the best way to communicate to younger generation is to be it. I have teenagers that come up to me all of the time, and young people, and they just want to be in the energy of what I'm embodying. I'm being myself. I am being my highest self in human form. I'm doing my deal. I'm having fun being the lady that I came here to be. And that makes them curious. If you're really going to be your authentic self, that is the ultimate testimony to Sophia Christ consciousness.
Thank you. There's some really great questions that are also coming through about leading, and I know this speaks to the circle. So Cherise says, the light you describe when leading is the only time I feel inner power, connection, and expression of myself to the divine. Then after leading, I feel such disconnection and isolation when I'm not in that seat of leading. So is there ever a reconciliation of bringing the leading light into everything in daily living? Within daily living, I experience more of the suffering.
Isn't that interesting? And we go so deep into that and start in the Stargate 2 curriculum for Divine Feminine Christ Leadership. That curriculum came out of such a deep place in my heart because, funny enough, it was knowing that I had this huge divine purpose that was the constant jet fuel for my personal healing. And I would, go have these sessions with clients and channel all this heavenly energy for them, give them messages from their angels or the masters, whatever. And then I'd go home and experience exactly what this beautiful earth angel just wrote in, Kim. And so what I finally had to figure out was that when you channel, when you lead through this consciousness, you are committing to being in the single-minded resonance of downloading that consciousness for others. There's a shift that happens where you say, oh, there's money involved, there's responsibility involved, somebody's coming to me for support. You become like a single arrow, focused arrow on a specific frequency and holding that frequency. And when you step out of that, so much has happened because you're holding that frequency, channeling that light for others. And then what I call it is a descent, because you go really high to bring that information back, but then there's a descent back into this world of form. And a lot of light worker leaders don't know how to take care of themselves after that descent. You have to come back to this world. And so how do you make it a soft landing? How do you come out of the channel space? Well, you've got to find out what it is that your inner child needs. You got to find out what it is that your adult needs. You got to find out what your heart needs. What I found out after years of the roller coaster of channeling really high and coming back to the suffering of my life was, number one, the light that I was channeling for others was consistently, step by step, brick by brick, changing my physical reality from suffering to less suffering to less suffering to, oh, it looks like I'm sort of succeeding here. So the leadership was steadily supporting me to change my life. It wasn't going to happen, you know, all at once. It was a journey. But number two, it was teaching me how to take care of myself. It was teaching me that I couldn't just channel this energy from Sophia God and expect to come back to my life in progress, which is a work in progress. It wasn't even close to where I wanted it to be yet. And how do I resource myself and my relationship with these masters and with God to learn how to treat myself kindly for the come down? You know, it's like if anyone's done ecstasy or, you know, whatever, some kind of like crazy party drug, there's like a major come down that happens after you go on a journey like that. It's like a crash. And I feel like that's what happens with channeling. There's like this crash that can happen until you stabilize that light in your daily life. And that's what the Stargate 1 and the Stargate 2 curriculum do, especially the Stargate 1. It teaches you how to stabilize your higher self's light in a daily relationship with your human awareness, so that the crash from the channeling becomes less and less and less. You learn how to go from the constant waves and swinging to a more grounded, integrated relationship with your higher self. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to be patient and compassionate with yourself as you make the prayer and set the intention that this roller coaster is communicating to you, I need to learn how to take better care of myself. I need to learn how to be very intuitive and kind with what I need as a healer, as an earth angel, as a leader. What do I need to do to care for myself after I care for others and offer them so much? How do I download that light into my self-care post-service? And, you know, it's very humbling to recognize how much we'll do for others and how little we'll do for ourselves. And that's why we go through in the Stargate 2 curriculum is we get really honest and sober about that. And we say, hey, you want to serve this many people, you've got to get really sober with how you're willing to bring this light to yourself and integrate it for you as well. And it takes clearing also a belief systems that you really want to look at any belief systems that you're only allowed to channel that light for others, which can happen in a lot of previous lifetimes of shamanic channeling, where we've taken vows in tribes that we're not allowed to give to ourselves what we give to others. So I encourage you to check out Stargate 1 and Stargate 2 as resources of support. I encourage you to also look really deep into your past parallel life experiences where you might have taken oaths or vows of that you can't give yourself the gift of your own light and healing. I had a lot of that running for myself as well. Every single initiation in the Sophia code, as you do them in a series and you go back and redo them, they continue to clear out those layers after layers of beliefs that will keep you from receiving your own sovereign divine light, which you deserve so much more than anyone.
Thank you so much for that. And I so agree with you. It's how we take care of ourselves after channeling and leading and then being able to weave together all of those places. And I think one of the other pieces that you, I'm just going to take a moment and say this, that you do so well, Kaia, is create community. And it is easier to lead and to hold our light and our power when we're surrounded by other people who do that as well. And so,
Truth.
yeah, I just wanted to presence that.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's been some questions about the certification, the Sophia Circle coming up, and maybe if you could go into a little bit more about the circle and when it begins, and we can share the links so people can read more. That I think that would be helpful for
That
people.
sounds great. Yeah, so we're starting the Sophia Circle certification program on June 13th, and it's going to run for, I forget, it's sometime in August, I forget the date, but there's going to be a series of live video mentoring with me live, and then you'll be receiving multiple videos every week for training. And it's just it's such a beautiful manual that we're creating. So it's so easy, it's so clear. The things that I've just been thinking about how I would do this for years, and it's finally all coming together in this program to best support the leadership of Earth Angels that have been deeply inspired by the Codex and want to share it with others, and also make a beautiful income from doing that. So it's oh my gosh, it's just so exciting that this is how it's so huge. It's such a big deal. And we have so many people already signed up that it's like everyone that's joining in June is going to be a part of this incredible community that we're building, this beautiful new membership website that we're building. It's just a really special moment for our movement. I forget what else you asked me to speak about, Kim, about it.
I forget too, but here's the other piece that I know is up, and I maybe didn't mention when I started asking about the certification,
Yeah.
but some people have talked about being afraid.
Oh.
And yeah, and so if you could speak a little bit about how, I know you're speaking about how well the manual is put together and how easy it is, but how do people work with that feeling inside of them that they might not be ready for this certification, or that emotion that brings up hesitancy, or maybe not me, and how do they know they belong in the circle?
Yeah, so that I respect that so much. The Sophia code is so powerful. I yeah, I really get it. It's funny, as people step into this program to lead Sophia circles, what you're saying is, I'm worthy of my own divinity, because that's what the Sophia code is. It's a testament to your sovereign divinity. And so the root of the fear, I'm going to speak to the root of the fear. The root of the fear is simply a journey of remembering how worthy you are of your own sovereign divinity. And it's totally natural in this planetary matrix to doubt that you're worthy of your own sovereign divinity. That's why we're creating the circles, to walk people through their journey of worthiness, of accepting how worthy they are. So what's fascinating is, no matter how you may feel unworthy, which is being disguised as intimidated or fearful, every time you lead a circle, you integrate how worthy you are on another level, on the next level. It's like, and another level, and another level, and another level, until you're literally just shining with the light of Sophia blasting through your heart and your face. And you're like, wow, I remember when I was, a couple years ago, when I was that intimidated or afraid, or I didn't think I was ready to embody that much of my own divinity. And it's like every brave step that you take is the temple. It's like another brick that builds the temple of your own embodiment here on earth. It's what there is to do. It's just what's here for us to do. Somebody's got to do it. And there are so many people that are afraid. I think part of what we have to remember, you want to always ask yourself, is this my fear, or is this the collective fear? And a lot of Earth Angels are so sensitive that they're actually picking up on the enormous amount of collective fear that humanity is holding in its body about its own divinity. And so I want to normalize that fear is natural. And I also want to make sure that everyone understands that there's so many fears that we feel that aren't even ours. And every time we step into a space where we say, you know what? I'm going to take the risk of being vulnerable enough to share the light of my divinity with the light of someone else's divinity. We are literally completely changing the world. And it's just important to know that you have the capacity to parent yourself through those fears, and that there's a whole community walking with you. Like, you're going to meet all these other Sophia Circle leaders. You're going to become friends with them. You're going to be maybe even networking and working Sophia Circles together. I mean, you just don't know how much this is going to change your life, how much it's going to empower you. And sometimes what I have found, more often than not, we're far less afraid of being underqualified, we're far more afraid of our success. And this program is built for success. The manual is written for your success. It's a bulletproof manual. We are writing about how to navigate every aspect, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual journey of these Sophia circles. It's all in the manual. All you have to do is show up and be present to the very clear instructions that are there. So it's literally designed for your highest success, including with all the marketing materials that are available once you become certified. So I think very often fear is rooted in, am I worthy? Number one. And number two is it safe to succeed? And then number three is it safe to receive monetary in exchange for spiritual leadership? And the answer to all of that is yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I wanted, there are so many more questions, and I want to check in with you about the giveaway, about time, about, just, I guess I want to check in and see, do you want to give away one of the Stargate bangles now and then hop back to some more questions?
Like fun.
Okay, cool. So, one moment.
Which one are we giving away? Are we giving the brass one away or the silver?
The first one we're going to give away is brass, and the person who's won the brass is Lauren Avriel. Lauren, we see you on the call. Woo! If you can still hear us, please raise your hand and type into the chat.
Congratulations, Lauren.
Yeah, big congratulations.
Huge congratulations. I want to just say that the brass pieces they're solid brass. The metaphysical properties of solid brass have to do with confidence and your self-confidence, building up your self-esteem, being seen in your leadership, and also creating really clear boundaries while you're being, in your solar principle of leadership. So I'm so excited for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. Lauren, if you can type into the chat your email, then we're going to get it to the right person. And if that's not possible, just know you want to reach out to it's jewelryorders@kaiaraw.com.
Yes. And if anyone's curious and wants to take a look at more detail of the Sophia Stargate, you can go to the sophiacodejewelry.com and the whole collection is there.
Beautiful, beautiful. And someone asked, how do you enter the giveaway? You have already been entered into the giveaway by being with us live. So we'll also give the sterling silver away in a little bit after a few more questions. So don't worry, as long as you're on the call, you're entered.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I lost my place on the next. Oh, I remember the next question.
I saw a question in the feed. This is the Sophia, the singing seraphim pendant, the Sophia dragon singing seraphim pendant. So it's got their wings going in each of the directions with Sophia dragon scales and a beautiful dragon eye with a lightning bolt down the center. And then there's some light language that I channeled from the dragons on the back with more dragon scales. It's a double-sided pendant. So with a lightning bolt for a bell. And I could go on and on about all this jewelry because I just, oh my God, every last detail of every piece is like, I've thought about it and designed it with so much love and from the Ascended Master. So anyways.
Oh, I'm wearing my Isis pendant right now. And every time someone gives me a compliment about it, I always have to turn it around and say, oh, but you don't even know.
You don't even know. There's another side.
There's even more. Yeah.
All of the pendants are double-sided, which is just, it's like you get two pendants with one pendant. It's incredible.
Yeah. So a couple more certification questions. Are there any prerequisites to attend or to be a part of it when we start in June?
I would suggest that you're reading the Sophia Code or have read the Sophia Code. And then with your enrollment in the Sophia Circle certification program, you receive access to Stargate 1 curriculum. So it's really important that you at least have access to that material. There's over 30 classes in the Stargate 1 curriculum. It's an amazing, life-changing journey, life-changing for embodying your higher self. And because as a Sophia Circle leader, you'll be taking your students through, your Sophia Circle members through this journey of them walking through the Sophia code, which is going to activate their own higher self embodiment. It's really great to have the Stargate 1 curriculum resources there for you, in addition to the Sophia Circle manual, because there's just such a wealth of information there. We also have like 5 3-hour mentor calls on that program. I mean, that program is such a rich wealth of information. So that was the requirement. It didn't feel, you don't have to complete Stargate 1 to start the program in June. You just need access to it. And once you receive access, I highly suggest begin your journey in Stargate 1. It's an amazing journey, and it's going to complement your Sophia Circle leadership journey beautifully.
I agree. And that was so many people's question. Like, I just started the Sophia code, or do I need to finish Stargate 1 before doing it? So
Nope, just got to have access. Be on the dragon ride, be on the journey, but it's not a destination.
Yeah. So someone had a really interesting question about, is there a way to protect ourselves from the solar flares that come in?
Oh, that is a really good question. The reason why I agreed to the Golden Dragon Light Body Initiation that's at the end of chapter 13 in the Sophia Code, it was a really big decision for me to do that. I didn't take it lightly, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but I won't go into right now. But what I will say is that the technology that you download from the Sophia Dragons and your higher self that interfaces with your major chakra system, your physical body, your emotional body, that Golden Dragon Light Body is going to protect you from so many harmful toxins on this planet, as well as planetary shifts that are happening, things that are going on in the collective. Please do all 8 of the key code initiations in the Sophia code with that crown jewel. It all leads up to the Golden Dragon Light Body Initiation. So please be sure to do the Golden Dragon Initiation, Light Body Initiation at the end of the Sophia code. And you can listen to that Golden Dragon Light Body Initiation in your sleep. If you want next level upgrades, after you do it consciously at least once, you can always listen to it again. And every time you listen to a key code initiation, you're always deepening and integrating even more of your higher self's light. The Sophia code is so multidimensional. Every time you read the book, it's going to be different because you're going to be different from reading it the last time. And there's the Sophia code is on audiobook. There's also the key code individual recording, so you could just buy the MP3 of the Golden Dragon Light Body Initiation on our website. That's single file. You could buy the audiobook, and you could just read it out of the book if you'd like to just read it out of the book. And we have it on so many different versions: Kindle, paperback, and hardcover. So I would say, please start there, knowing that your own higher self has the ability to protect you from everything on this planet. Your higher self's divinity is invincible. You've just got to be willing to dance in that invincibility and download the technology that's available to you, as well as activate the technology that's already within you. The divine genome is already a part of your human interface. The Golden Dragon Light Body does have to be downloaded from your higher self, from a higher plane of reality.
That dovetails perfectly into a question from Elisa. How do I surrender my ego self to my higher self?
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
Okay. The Stargate 1 curriculum is that journey from beginning to end. You do the class from class 1 to the last class. You do all the mentor Q&A. You build the altars. You do the homework. you will become an integrated higher self, walking human being. Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's the short answer, getting to the long answer. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. We did that whole journey, and we have an entire online community that's doing that journey. So you wouldn't be doing that online study course by yourself. There's so many people in our community that you can connect with, both on Facebook, on our new membership that's coming like within weeks, as well as our upcoming conferences in Sedona and Hawaii.
So of course, the next question I was going to ask you is from Julie.
Okay.
Can you tell me more about the conference in Sedona?
The conference in Sedona. Yeah, the conference in Sedona is all leadership based, divine purpose based. So we'll be, each day is dedicated to a different ascended master, to their teachings, their activations, their ceremonies, their revelations. Same with Hawaii. Hawaii is a divine feminine healing immersive for the healers of healers and the teachers of teachers. As I've been sharing on social media, I wanted to create conferences that I would want to go to, where where you go to deeply receive, because you've been giving so much to so many other people. You're actively out there making a difference in the world. And so, the conferences that we run, they're not for, they're for people that are really engaged and really actively involved in their spiritual journey and in their spiritual leadership. And that's what Sedona is. We also have a VIP immersive that's connected to that Sedona conference, where if you want to, it's a full-blown mentor experience, very intense container for 2 days, only limited to 22 people, application only. If you'd like to learn more, there's information about that on the Sedona Conference sales page on my website. And if you're interested in doing the Sophia Circle, we have a 1-day training in Sedona right before the Sedona Leadership Conference. We have so many leaders in our community that, it's like we are serving the true needs of our community, which is like healing our healers and leading with our leaders. So that's what's happening in Hawaii and Sedona this year, where we're here to serve how you're serving, and to deeply empower your next level of success, both in your healing work and your teaching work, both in Hawaii and in Sedona. And if you do the Sophia Circle Leadership, you are eligible to be at our 1-day training for the Sophia Circle that's happening on the Monday of that Sedona conference.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Beth wanted to know, she would love guided meditations from you, and have you ever thought about releasing some, or do you have some I don't know about?
Oh, so all of the initiations have been recorded as guided meditations as the MP3 files, the key code initiations on the site. And there's so much more coming. We've just been building an entire international movement. There's a lot more new material that's going to be coming over the next year for meditations. And we're even going to be doing something this spring. So stay tuned. If you're on our mailing list, be sure to get on our mailing list. We're going to be doing a morning meditation series coming really soon.
Yeah, beautiful. Kaia, I want to check in with you. Do you want to do is there anything else that you want to put into the container? Do you want to give the silver bangle away? Or do you have the energy for a couple more questions?
I could do a few more questions.
Okay, beautiful. Oh, give me one moment. There's a couple that I wanted to bring in together. So it was powerful today, Kaia. Will you write another book? One about how Sophia is getting our blessings and honor. The Sophia Code's the most powerful message I've come to read till today.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question is, will you write another book? And she asks one that is about how Sophia is getting our blessings and our honor. Maybe the way I'm reading her question, and I hope I'm reading this right, is the next step, or the feedback, right? The feedback to Sophia.
So there's a lot more books coming. There's 2 that I'm already working on right now. And there's a 3rd that we're editing from last year's program. But so rest assured, there's plenty more content coming. We just created so much in such a short amount of time that we're catching up to what a huge international response that we've had to the Sophia Code as an introductory volume. Within 2.5 years, we launched the Stargate 1 curriculum, Stargate 2 curriculum. Now we're doing the Sophia Circle certification. So we rebuilt the website and the new membership site. So because there's just such an outpouring of a response to what's already here. So thank you for your patience. There's many more books coming, 2 of which are in the oven, shall I say. But as far as what you're asking about with Sophia, I would love to ask for you. I forget. I'm sorry. What was her name?
I don't, that might've been an anonymous one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would love for you to read the Sophia chapter 1 of the Sophia Code at your altar out loud. I'd love for you to light a candle, read it out loud. And I would love for you to ask Sophia to send to your body the feeling of how much she receives from you all day long, every moment of every day that you breathe. The quote that I'm hearing Sophia is saying to me, she's saying, the delight of your heart is her exhale. Like she is so relieved by your joy. She is so relieved by your pleasure. She is so fascinated by everything that you're fascinated by because she is you. And I think that's the shift that we all need to make as a community, is like, you're asking for me to write a book about the feedback loop about you with you. And I'm sure that's it. In many ways it will happen in the way it's supposed to happen, but really I need you to understand that your own divinity is so crazy in love with you. I mean, like, Sophia loves you, loves you like the most crazy, wildest, obsessed lover that you could ever daydream or fantasize about. That's how God feels about you. And God doesn't need anything from us. We need our divine purpose because we need it. Our divine purpose teaches us about how holy and divine we are. There's nothing broken about God, and there's nothing broken about us. We just happen to have free will. And so in that journey of our awakening through free will, we break a lot of stuff, including ourselves. And so there's nothing that God needs from us because God, Sophia, God is everything. So if there's a one thing that God needs from us, it's for us to love ourselves. That would be the one thing, to finally reconcile with loving ourselves the way she loves us. If there was one thing, but even that, God doesn't need that to still be loving you this whole time, completely sovereign and independent of any expectation upon you. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that the good news?
It is, and thank you. That's such a beautiful culmination point for all of us. And I believe it's time for us to give away our second bangle.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want to also say there's so many good blessings and notes in here. So everybody who wrote those in, please know that Kaia and everyone on the team gets to read those. Yeah, even though they didn't get to get read out loud. So let's find our second celebration person.
Yeah.
Okay, the next person, the person winning the Sterling Silver Stargate Bangle is Cheryl Conway.
Yay, Cheryl, congratulations. That's so amazing. I'm holding the Sterling Silver Stargate, Sophia Stargate, and I'm just sending from my heart to yours so many blessings for how powerfully this Sophia Stargate in Sterling Silver is going to change your life. I hope that you love it as much as I do, and you get to experience just all the joy and blessing that it's going to bring and protection it's going to bring into your life. Congratulations, Angel. I'm so happy for you. Thanks for being here at the summit today.
Yeah, Cheryl, we've got your name, and if you can write in the Q&A real quick your email, that's great. Otherwise, we will find you on Facebook. And Kaia, I just want to say thank you again. I'm so moved. My heart is so touched by everything that you shared today, deep in ceremony, with your great humor, your deep intelligence, and just the vast light of your spirit. It is always so moving to me. And I just, yeah, and the closing is absolutely yours. I just wanted to bring forth a lot of the gratitude that that's, I know, here in this circle with everyone.
Thank you so much, Kim, and thanks for being such a gracious host for us today. All of your leadership here, your divine feminine leadership. Thank you.
Always. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, let's close in prayer. I want to thank everyone so much for being here today. I hope you all know how much it means to me to be able to meet with you across the heart waves like this. I consider it a true honor and a privilege that you trust me, that we're walking together in this heroic journey to awaken our sovereign divinity side by side. Thank you for your trust. I don't take that lightly. I honor you. I respect you. I love you, and I bless you from my heart to your heart. I just couldn't be more happy that we decided to do this amazing dragon ride together, and just sending out from the Sophia Dragons and the entire Sophia Dragon Tribe all of our love, all of our light, all of our appreciation, all of our delight for the perfect blueprint of your soul that came here to lead the way by being your most authentic embodiment of your own sovereign divinity. Thank you for choosing you in this lifetime. Thank you for receiving the golden fire and the holy light and the warm black womb of all of that primordial sovereign creative power that you are and that you came here to express beyond your wildest dreams. We're sending you so many blessings for the rest of this year, your journey. We send you so many prayers that we get to delight in you in person this year. We thank you so much for your attendance of our Sophia Summit, and for those of you who attended the Archangel Global Summit. Please know that when we gather together at this size, we send out and broadcast quantum waves of light to all of humanity. And so we bless you and thank you for your higher self embodiment as a true angelic presence in our community. And I'm sending you all of my love. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about how to go deeper with our community, with our movement, and with the Sophia Circle Leadership Program. Integrating this ceremony on all 4 levels of our being, we say it is done, it is done, it is done. The power of 3, perfect Trinity. It is done, and so it is. Be blessed, be you. All of our love to you. Namaste.